The following game is rated M for mature. Some level may contain mature themes, nudity, and definitely strong language that may not be suitable for everyone. Your discretion is advised, I guess. White shoe slaying. Why does it feel like a Christmas reference? They got ringing. That guy.
Hey ladies, get out of the road!
Lady looks drunk. That's it? What?
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is, too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, to fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
A fine morning indeed. We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Yeah, Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up at San Quentin, there'll always be killers in this town to send.
First the letter, and now another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
You know, Phelps, all these arrests on your record are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows maketh the man, Phelps. You can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you just gotta make first base.
Interesting conversation about nothing, basically. Okay.
Detectives,
Phelps and Galloway, homicide.
scene is secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, Detective.
This looks awfully familiar.
I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner took with them as well.
There's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be any different?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
And the body?
Looks like she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with
Pushed
a
out
link
a
rope.
car?
And for my money, it's triple braid again.
Time of death?
From her temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night.
Usual head injuries.
Blunt force trauma. Knock him over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one.
At least she was left clothed.
I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity.
The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other shoe?
No. And no handbag or other personal effects.
So we're getting nothing.
It appears to be a
Superior
dry cleaning
Laundry.
label. Superior Laundry Services, F1363.
Hello? Check it. Footprints.
No drag marks. Killer was moving around, surveying the scene.
Fire marks.
Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
That way, telephone time. A car? Why is it? What's the ominous music? Who's that in the car?
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton, Catherine Barton. I live just across the way.
This is Bart.
Did you see anyone around here last night?
Not last night, but yesterday, early evening, I saw that awful hobo.
Okay.
Do you have a description?
Tall, gaunt, horribly disfigured. I think he may have had an accident in the war. He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One of the hobo camps around here. He's some kind of hobo leader. They all follow him around.
Hobo leader.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help.
Of course. Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that
That's
something
a
so ghastly
false
could happen right
accusation,
here and
though.
nothing be done about it.
You never know. I mean, you could just be hobo. By the way, where's the telephone?
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Superior Laundry Services.
Just a moment. Superior Laundry Services, 1260 West 1st Street.
Can you track down reports of hobo camps in the vicinity of Signal Hill?
Just a moment, Detective. There's a large camp under the bridge on Grand between Temple and Sunset.
Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, we have 2 locations that we can go to now.
No message.
Excuse me?
There was no message.
Where?
On the Vic. The last bodies had something written on them. This one didn't.
I'm failing to follow you.
Can't be the same guy is what I'm saying, right? Before you start trying to link this to Maldonado and all the others.
There are more factors to consider than the messages, Rusty.
This doesn't fit your pattern, Cole. End of conversation. Understand?
At least the rain stopped. Changed back into the white bucks.
Who am I supposed to talk to? This guy here.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case, and one of your laundry labels came up. F1363.
Do we have a name?
If you give me a minute, I'll go find a register and you can take a look. You take a look for yourself. I've got clothes that need pressing.
What are you gonna look for? What the heck?
You wrote the number down on that dress. Is it there?
F1363. Miss
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald
T.
Street, Westlake.
Terrellson. Location I don't have to care about too much. Anything else I can talk to him about? No?
You're always bothered. Don't leave me alone. I fought. Where's my wife? No one. Nobody cares about me. I took a
We're
bullet.
looking for a
Nobody cares
tall
about me.
man with a disfigured face. You know him?
Huh? What? I fought in 2 wars, you know, son. I think I earned some peace and quiet.
The bum isn't here.
Look at these people.
We should follow the lead. These guys can wait.
Okay. I guess we go to the house.
I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah,
always a
and
wife
it's usually
killer for me.
correct.
Please, please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. Nordic types show a particular disposition for this stuff.
Hello? Yes?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Tarleton? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news. Do you have someone who can look after your children, Mr. Tarleton?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night. Her body was found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss. I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Tarleton, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think
It's
that...
procedure. You see to your girls.
Let's proceed. Shouldn't we get a warrant?
Stay here till Daddy's finished talking to these men.
Where's Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We would like Mommy to come home now, Daddy.
What's the problem, Terrelson? Let him search. You got nothing to hide.
Use the telephone for what?
You want to hear something funny, Terrelson?
Operator,
Some
message
bums
for
think filling out a
KGPL.
missing persons report actually rules him out as a suspect.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. The suspect
Bobby
says he
Ross.
was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Thanks.
Picture's down again.
Need to check if she was a regular.
Aaron's bar. Why is the picture flipped down?
I wonder why the picture was turned down.
Yeah. Does that mean a failed marriage? Another one of these.
Baron's bar again. Someone must be real sweet on this dive.
Purse again?
So she went out without her handbag? At least she was spared that particular indignity.
Looks new. I don't know what that means.
She'd have to be in quite a state to leave this behind.
Huh. Boots that are dirtied and muddied up.
We can see if Pinker can match the impression to the crime scene.
Muddy boots.
For the record, Mr. Terrelson, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. It can't be anyone who knew her.
I mean...
So you don't know anyone who would want her dead?
No, I don't.
You said you went to a party at Bobby
Someone
Ross's
wants her
place?
dead.
That's right, Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time.
They know?
She said she was bored and decided to leave.
They don't.
You let your drunk wife leave the party and go off on her own?
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do.
Angry.
Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. A bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Baron's bar. She goes there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me. I go and bring her home.
Mr. Terrelson, was Teresa happy at home?
Yeah, I think she was.
I want to say matchbox, laundry ledge, tire. Yeah. I can only doubt because I don't have the picture face down, right? But...
Spill it, Terrelson. We like the look of you for this, so you better give us something.
We're at the party. She has a few and says she wants to go out dancing. We only have the sitter until 9. I get mad. I tell her to go ahead, but I'm staying. She storms out. Look, I'm doing well at cards. I hardly ever do well. I married her because she was so much fun, but now she drives me fucking crazy.
So...
What time did she leave the party?
Bad marriage?
About 8:30, maybe a little earlier.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. I played out my hand and drove home here. Paid the sitter and went to bed.
It was raining yesterday, so staying with mud.
He
didn't do anything?
In sickness and in health, To love and to cherish, Lars.
And you're the perfect husband, I suppose.
Thanks for answering our questions, Mr.
Great.
Tarleton. You'll need to go downtown to identify your wife's body.
I should have taken her dancing.
In my experience, Mac, if you give in to broads, you'll be giving in to them your entire life.
All right. Hobo place. Oh wait, what? There's still more here.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Search the place. We need something on this guy. Something that'll stick.
Sure. Okay, what
Lars
shirt?
was out in the rain last night.
This guy's story?
Kind of
Oh, there
rings
it
true.
is. Oh.
Like a match with the ligature marks.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Root beers all around, dog.
Gents, drink?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD.
I'm Benny Clough. This about Teresa Tarleton?
Yes, it is.
I heard about it on the radio. They're saying it was that Black Dahlia freak again? God damn it. You know, I rang that husband of hers. The babysitter said he was out.
If you don't mind, we have a
The
few
babysitter.
questions. What time did Teresa leave?
Around 10:30, I think.
Left around. I'm gonna doubt so I can get more information. That's
On
true.
foot? In a car? By bus? How was it?
She called for a cab.
Did you get the number?
Sure I did. I like
cab.
Teresa. The only time she has a drink is when things aren't going so good at home. I was worried about her.
Boy, that steak had seen better days.
Cab number.
Goddamn ruins.
Put out an APB on the cab. 3591. Should be traceable.
3591.
Who was she with? We've had reports about a tall, gaunt-looking hobo. He wasn't here last night?
I get plenty of bums in here, but nothing to fit that description.
The likelihood is that whoever she left here with killed her. Give it up, Benny.
All right, two creeps were all over her,
Left with.
promising to take her dancing.
You get a good look at these guys?
Sure, I got a good look. One of them was a sailor in uniform.
There.
His cap said, USS Indiana.
And the other man?
The other guy is Richard Bates. He's sitting in the back right now. Red polo shirt.
Any idea where she was headed?
Nope. I didn't get that.
She was murdered, Benny. Brutally murdered. If you like this lady, you should give us something.
You telling me I'm not cooperating? Watch it, pal.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Clough. We'll take it from here.
Hey, no problem.
Okay,
This is
Richard
Bates.
That's him.
LAPD, don't make me chase you, shitbird.
God, it's a
Can't let the
chase.
son of a bitch get away.
I love these waitresses. Everyone's a dog.
Bates! We just want to talk.
Come on, we got a ride. Get in and drive.
I thought you were gonna leave me there.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands.
Hit him. Clean this asshole off the road. Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
Oh my god, well, that guy got hit.
I don't think the killer would be kicking back in the bar where he met the Vic in.
Listen, a creature of habit is your killer. For some reason, they're sticklers for routine.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires. Hit him, Cole. Spit him out.
All right, you got me. I've had enough.
Put your hands where I can see
This
them.
car's on fire. I think there's a more bigger
Okay,
issue.
Bates. You're gonna answer some questions.
I have a choice in this.
After running? No, really.
Last night, you went drinking with a lady in the bar. Now she's dead. And your face is all messed up.
I'm in the clear on that. She preferred a sailor. You could lay it off on him. Are we finished?
Faced messed up.
Do you want my partner to sap you? Tell us what we want to know.
She was okay. Drunk. Pissed off at her old man, wanting to go dancing. I thought I'd ply her with a few drinks and get my end away. Looks like your Salty had the same idea.
So what happened when you left the bar?
Sailor boy laid one on me. A cheap shot.
Sailor hit him.
After that, I don't know.
Okay.
You've done time, haven't you, Richard? Is that why you ran?
I'm on parole.
On what offense?
Sexual assault. Look,
Right.
I was lying there on the sidewalk. He flags a cab and jumps in with the broad.
We're taking you in, Bates.
How come?
Just for a chat. Nice private chat. I'll explain my theory of once a degenerate, always a degenerate.
Take him to Central. He's a material witness in a murder case. Find him a cozy cell.
Richard here knows.
Why run though? I just seriously don't understand that.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an APB out on a yellow cab, number 3591. Ask dispatch to relay all sightings to car 11K.
No problem. I'll get on the radio.
Were there any incident reports filed in the vicinity of Barron's Bar on North Beaudry Avenue? We're tracking a sailor who was involved in a fight outside the bar.
I can check the reports, Detective. I have a message for you from Captain Donnelly. Message reads, James Jessup, U.S. Navy able seaman, has information relevant to your case. Jessup is currently being detained at Central Station.
Could be our man. Thanks for your help.
Okay.
I recognize that guy from the papers. The cop.
Central Police Station. Haunted Hobo Camp though. Or was her...
Can you drive to this one?
Was the lady's false accusation about a face messed up? It was Richard Bates, essentially. Let's see what information we can get out of this, even though we're supposed to be at this point accusing people for what they've done.
I've been in this job 20
He's in interview too.
Thanks. What do you make of him?
Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble and knows it.
Okay, so he's a sailor.
I said, if you're a producer, then I'm Lana.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. We know why you're here, Jessup, so it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble. That's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
Let's start at the beginning. You went to Barron's Bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrellson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
Nothing concrete where I can stick him with it, but...
So you tried to make a woman who was incredibly drunk?
Look, I'm not proud of myself, but I never hurt her.
You took her dancing?
That's right. I caught a cab to the Crystal Ballroom.
Crystal Ballroom.
You had a fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrellson.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
There's nothing, again, nothing that we can really concrete say that he's alive, but...
He's pointing the finger directly at you, Jessup.
I only had one night before I was back in the tub. He had all the time in the world to look for some action. I belted him. I'd do it again. She was better off with me.
Sure. You're a shining example of chivalry, Jessup.
A married woman, by the way.
We're holding you till we can clear this with the driver.
Yeah, my CO said as much.
Can you put the guy in 2 in a cell and inform the commander?
Sure, Detective.
There's no
Got
lead.
a message for you. Sighting of your disfigured hobo on Grand between Temple and Sunset. And it looks like the bow has a record, too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
Hobo. Okay, we found it. We have some of a
I'm
lead
thinking of
then.
moving up to a 45.
3 suspects in the can and 1 on the hook. And still no hard evidence on any of them.
KGPL to car 11K. 11K, come in.
11K, go ahead.
Patrolman reporting that Bobby Ross's car game is breaking up at midnight.
11K, roger that. Plenty of time to get downtown, Cole.
It's possible. Have them bring him in.
KGPL, we have Lars Terrelson picked up.
11K, roger.
Is that the guy disfigured?
LAPD, we'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
Oh,
6
great.
rounds won't get us far.
Need you to stay copacetic. You need to hold out for the cavalry battle.
How do we do that?
Like this. Fuck that. Keep down, Phelps.
If you want your rightful share,
These men know
we
they're
need to
harboring.
fight for it.
Staking red.
All right. I saw the Q and I saw the R, aka Q.
What's your name?
Comrade Stalin.
Very funny. We'll find out from your personal effects.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
Okay.
The Kremlin's over here. Phelps.
Oh no, not.
See what you find.
No, time to read into this.
Still working, Jack. I'm off to the Lighthouse Club in Santa Monica.
Hello, Jack.
Mr. Benson, this is Courtney Sheldon. He's a buddy of mine from the war.
Well, I'm sure you two will want to polish some old war stories. Good evening, Jack. Mr. Sheldon.
Good night, sir. Take a seat, Courtney.
We need your help, Jack.
I told you I would have nothing to do with that.
I'm fine too, Jack. Medical school's going well. I got a part-time job.
Do dope peddlers need part-time jobs?
We made a mistake and we're in trouble, Jack. A local gangster, Mickey Cohen, is putting on the squeeze.
So hand it over, walk away. What's stopping you?
We had a deal with them that they would dole it out slowly. They said they would supply abortion clinics and doctors, but they've been moving it on to addicts, and they can't cope with the purity.
So your problem is with gangsters being dishonest.
My problem is that people are dying, and that if this gets back to us, we'll all end up in jail.
So how am I supposed to help, Courtney? This isn't the war. I can't just wave a magic wand and clean up your mess.
We want you to negotiate, Jack.
The only thing these guys understand is force, Sheldon. They got to the top back east by proving to be more vicious than the English, the Irish, and the Dutch. They make their own laws. That's the nature of a secret society.
I'm missing something in terms of this newspaper story.
I'd say, Courtney, you want to be a doctor. How can you fight with that?
We are better trained, Jack.
I didn't make it through the war to come back to this kind of shit, Sheldon.
It's loading. There we go. Right. Huh, a rope. Rope. That's side.
Looks familiar. Safe bet it'll match the mark under Teresa Terreldson's chin.
Coin pouch. I don't know what that means.
Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer.
Crystal Ballroom. What is that? Ticket? Yeah. War picture.
Optimistic, Cole.
I'm just gonna say that there is everything, and let's go back to the central. See if that would help.
That's the guy.
Help with the harmonica,
way. You can
dude.
drive.
Jeez. So loud.
The husband has an alibi, but no real motive other than neglect. Jessup's alibi checks out. Bates is a recidivist. He'll be pulling the same stick until we put him away for good. Ackerman has history, opportunity, hard evidence. What motive?
We have the evidence. We know she was here. All we need is a confession, and we can charge the bum with murder.
Ackerman, you were in the Marines.
How do you know?
The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for
Oh, they
guy in
roughed them up.
flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me. It was a heavy load.
You feeling sorry for this smelly fuck?
Alright. Motive for
Why
murder.
did you kill Mrs. Terrelson?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
I don't know if I should go with lie or doubt. Recollection does not mean anything, but he definitely has killed people with that rope. I'm gonna go with lie.
Are you denying that you strangled Mrs. Terrelson with a length of rope?
I'm not denying anything. You have to have proof, lackey.
Let's stay in rope piece.
We found a matching piece of rope in your lean-to. I think we'll find the blood will match too.
I own no property. How could it belong to me?
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Terrelson near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where I please.
Go with
You are
doubt.
clearly insane, Ackerman. The state of California does not execute mental patients.
I don't know the names of the women I've killed, but I've killed many of them. Their necks are so fragile.
Stuart Ackerman, I am charging you with the murder of Teresa Terrelson.
Again, not necessarily concrete. It's just there isn't a better person to choose. At a loss.
A man down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society I cannot stomach. Maybe poor Teresa Terrelson will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time we send some men in to remove the godless and send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me. You two are fast becoming my finest crusaders.
Okay, I'm still on the confused side on how that verdict got approached to. We had, let's see, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 potential suspect for injuries. Jeez, every witness counts, even the cabbie who was amongst the last Teresa Terrelson alive. Right. There's gonna be a cutscene before the next sequence.
And now my heart's a blazing ruin.
got a few things wrong in this case. Some of them major, but some of them I'll get to that in a little bit. First things first, we got some interview question wrong in the Terrelson resident when we were talking to the father. We're supposed to lie on the first and last question that we asked.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. It can't be anyone who knew her.
I think you're lying, Lars. I think you were mad at your wife for embarrassing you in front of your friends. I think you came back here and strangled her and then dumped her body on the hill.
You think I strangled my wife? How do you expect to prove that?
Your wife was strangled with triple braid rope. The bow line from your boat is a perfect match.
Look, I know this looks bad. I'm gonna have to come to terms with the fact that I let her go.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. I played out my hand and drove home here. I paid the sitter and went to bed.
You're lying, Lars. You didn't come straight home, did you?
And how do you figure that?
You were out in the rain. You got soaked, Lars. We found your wet weather gear.
Okay, I stayed a little later than I said. This cute little brunette was hitting on me. Teresa noticed. I was half cut. I walked her home from Bobby's, but nothing happened. I walked back and got the car this morning.
Thanks for answering.
And when we're at the Baron Bar, we're supposed to say truth on the last question as well.
Any idea where she was headed?
Nope. I didn't get that.
The husband said she wanted to go dancing.
And she always wants to dance when she's been drinking. She was trying to talk some guys into taking her to one of the dance halls.
Nothing of which either of these will impact the story too much, or at all, really. What is important, however, is after the Baron Bar and after interviewing and chasing Richard Bates, we would then have to get into a car and drive slightly or don't drive at all, and we will receive a call from KGPT, or whatever the abbreviation was, about the taxi that they can somehow find, and we will have to actually try to find a taxi.
Car 11K, we have a response on your APB regarding yellow cab number 3591. The vehicle has been identified at a gas station. Now heading west on 7th Street.
Garage on 7th Street. Let's hit it, Phelps. The cab driver might tie this whole thing together.
I hope you're right.
LAPD, we're investigating a murder.
What's that got to do with me?
The fare you picked up from Baron's bar last night. What was the woman wearing?
It was a green dress. Oh, don't tell me something's happened to her.
Tell me about her.
She was with this sailor, and he was all over her. She wasn't having any of it. Said she just wanted to dance. But he had that look in his eye.
Where did you drop them off?
It's at the Crystal Ballroom.
What time?
After midnight. 12:30? Something like that.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Well, that's gonna ruin my day.
Taxi driver actually gives us more information that we can then use when we do interview James Jessup in the police station, so kind of important if you want to get 5-star.
Where did you go after the Crystal Ballroom?
I think the wind had gone out of her sails by then. She caught a cab, and I caught a bus back to the base.
We spoke to the cab driver. Tell us what really happened at the Crystal Ballroom.
I'd had enough. She was all upset about her husband bawling about her kids. She looked old. Left around closing, maybe 1:30. We got on a bus, and she fell asleep on my shoulder.
Which bus?
An All-American, 249. I went past her place. She jumped off, and I stayed on it downtown. After that, I caught another bus to San Pedro. The Indiana's down there. She's being scrapped.
And that was the last you saw of Teresa.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't say much. I think she was kind of embarrassed.
The cab driver said that you were getting pretty familiar with Teresa.
It's not how I'd put it.
So the last thing you wanted was her playing hard to get. Did that make you mad, sailor?
Yeah, it did. She knew what a guy's looking for. All broads do. Dancing comes second.
And what happened at the Crystal Ballroom?
Nothing. Not even a little hand relief. She had another couple of drinks. There was no fun left in her. Just poured her guts out to some bartender.
Afterwards, we will actually have to do a bit more into Interstate Bus Depot, and a lot of which is just finding the bus, confirming the detail of the sailor character. I can't remember his name right now. Wait, James Jessup is the sailor character, right?
And thank you, ma'am. You have a safe trip now. Where are you boys headed today?
LAPD. We're after the driver of All-American 249. Would have been around midnight onwards last night.
Just a minute. Frank Zeffirelli. He's your man.
Where can we find him?
Frank is out on the 7-4.
Can you tell us the route?
Hang on. I should have it mapped out here somewhere.
You are a modest little person.
You wait. 5 years from now, all our jobs will be done by robots.
I'll need to run the loop.
Whoa! Easy! We're not going to drive the whole thing, are we?
Won't take long. We have a siren.
That's the bus we're looking for. Ease in behind her and get her to the side of the road.
There's some kind of problem, buddy?
LAPD. We're investigating a murder. You had a sailor and a woman in a green dress on your bus late last night?
That's correct.
And the woman got off first, around 2 a.m.?
Yeah, that's right. And the sailor stayed on all the way to downtown.
Can you tell us where you let the woman off?
On California Street. To tell you the truth, she looked a little lost, like she got off on the wrong stop or something. I didn't like dropping her off near that hobo camp.
You've been a big help, Mr. Zeffirelli.
And everything else afterward just kind of works out the way it did in the Let's Play. There is a technically third question that we can actually ask Ackerman at the very end of it. Here it is.
Where were you around 2 a.m. last night?
At the camp.
You were up on the hill. You were seen during the day. We have a witness. We have evidence. Come clean with me, Ackerman, and I'll see what I can do for you.
I despise your pity. You have nothing that links me to this woman.
We have you cold, Ackerman. Her purse and the ballroom ticket were in your lean-to. Tell us why you did it.
I kill because people need killing. It's what I was trained to do.
Doesn't really change anything, but regardless, that is the case. I thought this was actually a lot more open-ended than you think, especially when I was recording it. But hey, if we actually get all the information, guess what? We actually are confirming that our suspicion a bit better in this one, at least. The rest of them, maybe not. This is also one of the few cases where if you actually get the final determination, choice, whatever, wrong or fail the interrogation at the end, you can actually fail the case. So there's that. Regardless, off to the next case, right?